to Cam's Critical Reflection. Today is May 28th, 2011, and the class is Education 5166, Critical Pedagogy and Approaches to Democratic Education. And tonight, I'd like to take a look at the first assignment. And the assignment details, it says choose a quote from one of the readings and critically analyze its philosophical implications for implementation in an educational setting. So tonight, I'd like to take a quote from the textbook, Erosions of Democracy in Education. And the subject today, I'd like to talk experiences is leadership and what is leadership. So if you turn to page 287 in the textbook, it talks about leadership, and I'd like to start with the setting. The setting is based on Lord Dufferin's public school in Ontario, and it's an inner city school of Toronto. And basically their culture and their ethnicity is multicultural. It's a very diverse population and a very diverse group of students. And some of the quotes in the textbook here go along with a great example of leadership. And there's quotes in the textbook talking about leadership and the role of leadership and the type of leadership that these special alternative schools need. And maybe it's a new kind of 20th century role of leadership. So the question really is that I have today is what is leadership? And what is a type of effective leadership that we can engage our students and perhaps our athletes in becoming leaders and great people in society. So if you could turn to page 287 in the textbook, I'd like to start by making the first quote. Teachers spoke of leadership in these schools as being democratic, based in notions of collaboration. Okay, more quotes. Clear vision of what is important to schooling children. Beliefs and values. Leaders feel safe in taking risks. Okay, makes the school much more collaborative. Makes a difference. Staff feel fully supported, and that is a key, making everyone in the school feel comfortable. Okay, the teachers want to be there, or the coaches want to be there. I think that is a big issue in today's education, today's job market, and today's leadership. You look at the school, the typical educational setting. Do teachers really want to be there? Do leaders really want to be there? Are they really passionate about their job? We continue down on page 287. It says encourages collaborative work. So lots of collaboration I see. School is only as good as the principal, or maybe teams are only as good as the coaches. I think the principal, the leader, and the coach is an interchangeable term. Democratic approach. As one said, she trusts us, or the principal trusts us. And I think that's very important. As a coach, as a leader, and as a player, you have to trust your team and you have to trust your family. So really, we're still talking about what kind of characteristics is leadership and what kind of styles of leadership do we need in the 20th century moving forward with all these rapid changes in the world. As we go down, still again, more quotes on page 287. Okay, you can see the whole text is highlighted. And great quotes and great qualities and characteristics of leaders. And I think the most touching quote for me at the bottom of the paragraph, it says, "But almost everyone was involved in one way or another." And I think that's very important in today's society, to try to engage and empower as many of our co-workers, staff, or our teammates as possible. When we empower these people and the students and these athletes, we give them a sense of ownership, and we give them a sense of trust and a sense of being involved and caring, and it's kind of, I'm at the crossroads of what is good leadership, what is democratic leadership, what is good coaching? Is good coaching good leadership? So I'd like to take you through an experience that I just had with the soccer team at the local high school where I work. It's been my 4th year working with this group of athletes. I started with them in junior soccer in 2008, and we built up a big family and a big community of athletes. And now it's our 4th year, senior boys soccer, and we just finished winning. You can see that quote, the article, Soccer Three-Peat for Wildcats, senior boys soccer. We just finished winning the 3rd city championship in a row, and some of these players I've been coaching and leading, and they've been coaching and leading and teaching me for the past 4 years. So I think it's been a great kind of practice for me to actually put the theory into use on the soccer field and in the classroom for that matter. But I'd like to go back into the quotes, and I'd like to directly apply it to some of the practice that I've had. So being democratic. I always ask the players to choose. I always gave the players an option for a voice. So that would be part of being democratic. I'd like to get their influence and their perspective. Okay. For example, this season we had a brainstorming session after our 3rd game of the year, and I asked for an open discussion with the players on our strengths and weaknesses as a team. And I'm pretty sure this was probably one of the only times a teacher, a leader, or a coach has empowered these players. They looked at me flabbergasted and dumbstruck and kind of, no one had any ideas. And I was asked to brainstorm the past 3 games, what our strengths were and what needs improvement. And after a few minutes and after I had to prompt, we started to get some good discussion. But I think it was probably one of the first times as senior students that these students have actually had an opportunity to turn around and voice their opinions, their concerns, and their aspects of the game. After all, these athletes are the ones that are on the field. So I'd like to just take a quote from the article on the sports page of the North Bay Nugget. It says, "Just all the guys playing with them, and that makes it enjoyable," Morrow added. Morrow's the captain. "It's a good year. It's a good end to a high school season. Our defense started all the way up with our forward. Brad Elliott was just working as a team, really helped us through the year," Morrow added. "We've all played quite a few years together, too, and that's really helped us out a lot. Team chemistry for sure," Vananen added. Okay, so all these attributes to teammanship and togetherness, I think really helped me as a leader and as a coach to provide these athletes with something that they could trust, values, beliefs, so they could feel safe in taking risks. The players, the coaches, I could feel safe because I trusted my players. I could take risks at making substitutions, bringing players in from the team. We had a huge team this year of 22 athletes, and only 11 played on the field. But the problem with high school soccer is you have to develop the younger kids, the grade 11s, and then sometimes, like this year, we had a unique situation where we had 13 or 14 second-year grade 12s. So we had a backlog of players, so it was almost impossible to keep everyone happy. Only 11 people play on the soccer field, and juggling 20 people at a time was very difficult. Very difficult to keep everyone happy, to keep everyone focused, and to keep everyone trying to strive for the same goals. So I think being a democratic leader, giving voice, empowering the players, asking them to set goals and to stay focused, to stay with the team vision, and asking them for their input and their goals and their vision, I think we really amalgamated the two bodies well, and we formed a collaborative leadership role. And the teammates, the players, and the captains, and the coaches all work together to form this great entity that we possess. Quote from one of the players, "It was a frustrating experience," Morrow said, "but the team learned and made adjustments." So we were always in a learning environment. The coaches the players, the team, we always had to adjust to the different situations. And I think that's also an important role in leadership, is you have to adjust to each unique student and each unique situation, especially in governing a school. Each school is different, each demographic is different. Just like the example with Lord Dufferin, they had to take a different approach to leadership. They had to use a collaborative approach to leadership because they had such a diverse culture. And I think that's where we've gone astray based on our past. We've centralized the leadership roles, we've put all the eggs in one basket, and we've taken it out of the hands of the students and out of the voice of the students or the athletes. Another quote from the article, one of the top players on the team, a second-year grade 12 player, said, "I just wanted to be there for my team and just do the best I can." I mean, that is essential to every asset in an organization, every player in an organization, every employee in an organization. Each person should be there for their teammates and try to do the best they can. But in today's environment, do we really see that? Do we really see people loving to be there? Okay, teachers want to be there, was a quote from the text. Or you could say coaches want to be there. But is there a real passion from teachers anymore? Is there a real passion in leadership? Okay, what is the true leader? Is George Bush a great leader? Did George Bush have passion? Possibly. But was he democratic? Did he give voice to his fellow peers? Are we still in a democratic society? So I think as a coach, I've learned a lot about using democracy in my leadership styles as a coach. And for my teammates, I'm always trying to get their voice. I'm always trying to empower my students, my players, and my athletes so we can build a sense of family, build a sense of community. I always ask the players to set goals at the start of the year. Simple goals, straightforward goals to keep everything very basic and very attainable. We need to set challenging goals, but we can't set goals that are too far away, too unrealistic goals, because those goals never become attainable, and then we become frustrated and possibly distant from our visions, and we stray from the path. I said we had a very strong rapport. It was kind of like a family, a community, and similar to Lord Duffy, they have a community. It's built from around. They're pulling in all different assets. They're pulling in parents from different ethnic groups. They're having meetings. They're having open floor discussion, and they're always encouraging input from all these different special needs. And I think that's very important in a leadership role, taking in all the different needs of society, not just narrowing the focus. Perhaps like leadership has gone, especially with the Ministry of Education and the trustees. I think we have to give back the leadership to our students and to our players. And as a coach, I've always tried to do this. I always try to ask different players, whether it be reserve players or starter full-time players, that they're always involved in the practice. They're always involved in giving opinion, involved in analyzing the game. And I think it's really helped out our school. And just yesterday, we won the NOSA Championship, the Northern Ontario Championship for AAA schools. And now we're on our way to OFSA. Me is my first time going to OFSA as a coach, as a soccer coach. I went to OFSA as a student in a cross-country running team. But I think as a leader and as a coach, I've really improved my strategies over the past 4 years, and I think now I'm in the ultimate assessment, and that is the game situation. And I think my leadership style has been very successful. We won the city championship, we won the Northern Ontario Championship, and now we're taking our talents down south and competing in the All Ontario Soccer Championship for senior boys soccer and AAA secondary schools. So I think I've come a long way with my strategies. I think my students and my athletes and my fellow coaches have also come a long way with their leadership styles and their development as students and athletes.